I am not hungry. I eat 3,000 calories and several pounds of food almost every day, and still I am in a state of starvation, constantly burning body fat. 1 year ago, I was 30 years old with hypertension, high cholesterol, and chronic pain related to inflammation and obesity. This is an experience that 40% of Americans can relate to, according to the CDC. As a father, I decided I needed to make a change because my little girl needs me. Now, I'm a new man, albeit a 28% smaller man. But hey, like every new incarnation of the iPhone, I'm smaller, I'm a better performing machine with less bugs than the previous version and capable of processing so much more information. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever wake up and just feel sore and tired? You just woke up. How could you possibly be tired? I used to wake up like that every single day. I haven't woken up like that in months now. My physical, and because of it, my mental health has improved enormously. My cholesterol is back in line, and my blood pressure is nearly back down to where it should be. I might have a little bit of poor genetics to thanks for that one. And my brain, it feels like it's working overtime. My name is Mike Herzog, and I have lost over 80 pounds using a ketogenic diet, or by being keto. I want to tell you what that is and how it can help you. So to start, what even is keto? According to Dr. Li Xiaoping, in an article published by the Journal of the American Medical Association, it's a diet that restricts carbohydrates to less than 5% of our daily caloric intake, replacing those carbs with healthy fats as the primary source of fuel for the body, and then protein consisting of another 20% of the diet. This causes the liver to use the fat stored on your body to produce ketones. This is the state of ketosis. This is the state of starvation that I mentioned. And it can take anywhere from several days to weeks to get into a state of ketosis. But once you're there, you're a fat burning machine. Alright, now that we're all on the same page, let's talk about how a diet structured that way can actually help us. 9 months ago, as I said, there was 28% more of me. I was more than a quarter larger. Can you imagine having a quarter more of you sitting on top of your shoulders all the time? That's a lot of extra bodily stress. And stress in the body can weigh heavily on the mind as well. It feels bad mentally to feel bad physically. In short, feeling bad feels bad. Through keto's use of the fat already stored in your body, it gradually relieves that burden. As you lose weight from your fat stores, you have increased mobility and there's less stress on your body. This causes an immediate boost to morale, and I found it very personally encouraging. Think about it. If it feels bad to feel bad, then conversely, it 100% feels good to feel good. And while we're on the topic of mental health, let's talk about how keto can affect your brain. Mental health is just as important as physical health, if not more so. That is to say, they don't exist in a vacuum separated from each other. They are deeply intertwined. According to a study led by the Oxford Physiology Department, through both animal and human-based research, they have found that even being in a mild state of ketosis can markedly improve both physical and cognitive performance, suggesting even that feeding on an energy-efficient keto diet could be used to help with several brain disorders like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. This translates to a greater overall mental performance. Self-image is also very important to mental health. When you look in the mirror and you don't recognize or readily identify the person looking back at you, that's really hard. It can be very mentally taxing. Nobody wants to see their own image and be like, who the heck is that? When your mind's eye starts aligning with your actual sight of yourself, it's a great relief. Now I understand that may sound like a lot of positives to a keto diet with no negatives, and there are certainly some concerns to be had. The main one that I always hear is, I just can't live without carbs. Bread is good. Pasta is good. Tacos are good. Listen, I'm a chef. I understand, and I'm here to help. With a little creativity and forethought, all those things can be worked around. Bread can be made with high fiber or high fat substitutes instead of flour, like using flaxseed flour or almond and coconut flour. Bread substitutes can even be made purely of cheese. By combining a hard aged cheese like Parmesan with soft fresh cheeses like mozzarella, you can bake those together to make a nice bread substitute. Tell me the bread made of parm and mozz doesn't sound amazing. Pastas can be made from vegetables, allowing for greater nutrient density in the diet and sneaking in even more flavor than plain old semolina flour could ever allow. And mechanically, they operate the exact same in the dish. Tacos, alright, I'm still working on how to make tacos keto. It's hard to replace a corn tortilla team, sorry. Let's talk about diversity of the diet. With many vegetables, some fruits, and virtually all animal products still on the table, there is no problem finding what you can eat. It's more about eliminating the handful of things that you can't eat, at least not regularly, like breads, beans, rice, pasta, and potatoes being such a huge part of our diet. And it doesn't hurt to have a little cheat day every once in a while. It'll help you stay on the path. Let's talk about that. I've heard people say it's just not sustainable to stay keto forever. They never cite any sources, it's always just a feeling. You can't avoid carbs forever. And to that I say, I've been keto for almost a year, with no sign of slowing down. Halle Berry has been keto for 30 years, she told Insider. She's 54 years old and by her own admission looks and feels amazing. And I've looked for long-term research on ketogenic diets, and it is true that it's very lacking. But never in the history of science have we considered lack of research to be evidence of anything. And nothing says you have to be keto forever. It can 100% be used just as a weight loss tool and doesn't have to be a forever lifestyle change. Although studies show this will likely lead to yo-yo dieting. In conclusion, to recap, today we learned what being keto is, and how it can be a useful tool to feel and function better. We've talked about how it can help your self-image and your mind's eye, and some of the common concerns that I hear all the time. If you've thought of any other concerns that I haven't addressed, please, my email will be attached below, and I am happy to help you with them. And if you're anything like I was, which was sick and tired of being sick and tired, then it's time to start feeling good so that you can feel good.